Welcome back. In today's tutorial, we'll be covering consistent background replacement and relighting across multiple shots. We'll also go over the current workflow for camera tracking using SwitchX to ensure that your integrations are perfectly seamless. Here's the before and after. The original footage is shot on a green screen stage where a man in an astronaut costume is walking with his helmet in hand, surrounded with tracking markers and lighting equipment. In the after, we fully replace the background, relight the subject, and perform a faithful camera track that matches the original footage. This tutorial consists of 4 steps. First, we generate a reference image with Nano Banana Pro and refine it with additional image generation tools. Second, we'll create a video mat, making sure to include our subject and the equipment for tracking. Third, we'll do a first pass generation with SwitchX, including the equipment and the mask, so that SwitchX has more context for camera tracking. Then, we'll run SwitchX again to paint out objects that we don't want in our shot. Fourth, we'll repeat these steps for our second shot and assemble everything in the Compositor node, where we can edit our sequence directly in Canvas. Thank you to ActionVFX for providing this practice footage. Let's get started. The first step is to generate a reference image that will be used for replacing our background and relighting our subject. This is the footage we're going to use. In the first clip, the subject walks up to the camera and then the ActionVFX logo plays. Because of this, we're going to trim this clip to 236 frames. In the second clip, the camera tracks the subject as he walks across the stage. For this clip, we're going to trim it to 229 frames. Using this first video, we're going to extract the first frame. Next, we're going to take that frame and generate a reference image using an image generator node and Nano Banana Pro. To guide this prompt, we're using a text node here to describe the visual details of the hanger we've generated in a reference image, as well as the desired image qualities, such as photorealism, depth of field, and sharpness. We're also asking the image generator to generate the reference image at a 45-degree angle from the original image composition. This is crucial because we will be using the camera angle node to establish consistent backgrounds and lighting across multiple shots. Generating at a 45-degree angle helps us lay the groundwork for both shots because the camera angle node typically works best when making small changes under 90 degrees. After generating, we plug this result into the camera angle node and rotate the projection by 45 degrees in order to match the perspective of our original source image. To enhance the details of this image, we again connect this output into another image generator node with the simple prompt, make the background texture more realistic to achieve the desired look. Now that we have a reference image, we need to generate a mask. For the video mat node, we'll be using the select mode instead of auto mode. From here, I'll open up the Smart Select tool, which opens up the dedicated alpha editor. For this shot, I'll select our subject, but I'll also need to include these stands and tracking markers as well. But we want to replace the background of our subject. Including this equipment in the shot is necessary because SwitchX can only guess a camera movement based on what it can see inside the mask. When only the subject is masked, SwitchX cannot tell the difference between the subject moving and the camera moving, causing a bad result when processed. Don't worry though, the extra equipment will be removed in a later step. Once you have this mask ready, run the video mat node to propagate these results to the entire video. Now that those 2 steps are complete, you'll want to connect your alpha mask and reference image outputs into the SwitchX node. While you have the option, manual prompting is unnecessary here, as SwitchX will generate its own internal context based on the reference image provided. After generating, you'll see we've successfully swapped the background and relit our subject, but we still have all this lighting equipment in the frame. To fix this, we'll need to create another mask, also using the select mode. Inside the video mat node, we'll want to make broad selections of the area with equipment, and invert the masks that were preserving the rest of the frame and only regenerating the areas where the equipment is. Next, click the preview button and confirm. We're making broad selections here because SwitchX does paintouts best with vague masks. When the mask is too specific, you might run into this issue where it generates another object in its place. The next step is to do another image generation with SwitchX using the previous SwitchX generation and the same reference image, but also connecting our new mask for the final integration. Before proceeding to final assembly, repeat steps 1 through 3 for your second clip. Once both of these shots are complete, plug them both into the Compositor node. This allows you to view your completed shots on a layer-based timeline where you can edit and control the timing of your sequence directly inside Canvas. That's it for today. All these assets are available on our website, Beeble.ai, as a template canvas project that you can start from. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. We'll continue to make more in the future as we add more template projects and receive community requests. Thank you.